All righty. So, my name is Andrea Cannon, and my channel is Andrea Cannon Guitar. Thank you for being here. This is my first experience at live streaming on YouTube. Well, this is actually my fifth one, but we're going to be talking about we're having another guitar mini lesson. So I welcome you here, and plan to come back every week. Bring your friends, tell everybody, and you can also share the video itself because I'm leaving them up for your reference. So we've been talking about conditioning the hands. We've been talking about just being someone who can play the guitar, have fun with it, get better, and maybe not worry so much about if you're fast enough or learning fast enough or good enough or any of that stuff. So guitar playing covers a lot of things. There's fingerstyle. I get questions about I don't know how to play fingerstyle. I don't know how to do fingerstyle arrangements. Like, it's a deep mystery, and it is a little bit mysterious, actually. And, even playing with a pick and doing a good job with it. That was my first thing, playing jazz with a pick. I went to Berklee College of Music, and so that's what we all did. And later on, I wanted to decipher the mysteries of fingerstyle playing, which is also used in classical playing. And I wanted to start with a couple ideas. This is my assistant. His name is Miles, and he might drift in and out of our stream today. So my theme for today is something for the left hand, something for the right hand. And the idea for this came from once upon a time. I hosted a masterclass here in my studio with a guitarist called Grisha Goryachev, and I'll put a reference in the stream info below that you can check him out if you're interested. And I had a student scheduled to play for him, to perform for him. And the student, as soon as he arrived and, sat down to have his lesson, started explaining that he hadn't had as much time as he would have liked to practice this week, and his nails weren't done, and, excuses. And so when he finally did perform, Grisha liked what he did and said, you're actually a pretty good guitarist. And so if you had a lot of conflict with your schedule, it's guitar is part of your life. It's not your whole life. Hey, Rio, you want to learn how to play fingerstyle guitar? It's nice to see you. All right. So I was telling this story about one of my kids that came to a master class, not quite as prepared as he would have liked to be. And the professor said to him, you are a pretty good player. And so when you have those times where you just don't have the time to give to your guitar that you want to, or your study, rather than miss it entirely, just do a short practice where you do something for your right hand, something for your left hand, and then play a tune or two that you really like. So you don't feel the pressure to have to, click the metronome up faster or whatever. Hey, I have two people here, Mr. I call him Rio from Singapore, and Aldor from Guatemala, and Miles is choking on something. You want to go get a drink of water? Yeah, okay, go get a drink of water. Anyway, so he suggested to my students something for the right hand, something for the left hand, and just play some songs you like. Now, if you're a professional guitarist, hopefully you're going to ratchet it up a little further than that. But for today, let's just say all of us need to be able to feel comfortable on days when we don't have as much time to practice as we like. Okay, so I have two things to show you today, something for the right hand, something for the left hand. Okay, for the right hand, I picked a little pattern from something called, in English, it's Simple Studies, Etudes Simples. I think that's the French. Anyway, it's by Leo Brouwer, and it's Etude number 6, which is all arpeggios. And I'm trying to keep these lessons down to 15 minutes or so you don't have a lot to sift through. You can sift through it on your own with your rewind button, so to speak. But here's a section from this. It's really short. I'm just going to play just a little, and Miles is going to growl. Okay, hang on. All righty. We'll see what happens. Okay, so you get the idea. This is just a very short excerpt, like I said. And he moves a finger here, a finger there. I mean, it's not so hard. So I will give you more. Yeah, and that's what everybody says. He sings along. So sometimes I try to ignore it, but he sings so much you can't even hear what I'm saying. So anyway, that's a little right hand arpeggio from a real piece of music. I recorded it as a short on my channel, so you could look for that if you're interested. But what I wanted to do is talk about how you could take an idea like that and turn it into just a right hand warm up. Now, I admit that there's a lot involved in using just your fingers, but there's a lot involved in using a pick and really being able to do a good job. And to be able to have a little bit of skill with both is really important. And where to begin. For now, I'm going to tell you, take your 4 fingers. We're not going to talk about the pinky today, but the thumb and the 1, 2, 3, and put them on the 4th string like that. So maybe you don't feel so comfortable knowing which way to go, but if you position them on the strings and then kind of make a little fist, that'll kind of get you started. And then for more movement, this is what I'm going to advise for today, is just a 4, 3, 2, 1. And not too fast because we're warming up, right? We're keeping our fingers in the loop. Okay, now I'm going to do this same exact pattern, only I'm going to start with this finger. You see what it does is it changes the accent. Instead of the 1, 2, 3, 4. Now you have 3, 4. So your thumb has to learn to be a little quiet. And now we're going to start on the 2nd finger, the M finger. And then the ring finger, or A. So if you notice anything you feel like you want to work on, like every time you play your A finger, it sounds really weak or something like that. Big thunder outside. So if I disappear, you know what happened. Power went out. But all right. And so that's something for the right hand. Okay, now let's talk about the left hand. The piece that I picked, I have not recorded, but I will record it. I don't know if I'll make it a short or a long, but it's called Chilean Polka in English. And the person who arranged it is Violeta Parra from Chile. And she calls it Tres Polcas Antiguas. So each section is a like folkloric polka from Chile. I'm not going to play the whole thing, but there is a section in there. The beginning is something like this. So it's not quite the same vibe as a European polka, but you get the idea. It's dance music. And it has this. So it has these fun slurs. All right, so I want to break that down a little bit to give you something for the left hand. So in the guitar, we have a lot of songs we play in A and A minor, A major and A minor. So we're going to do this first string we're going to do this exercise just on the first string in A major. So here's the A. So if you put your fourth finger on it and you go down, there's your A. And then to climb up to here, which is the dominant or the fifth of the key, you go A, B, C sharp, B, E. So fifth fret, you need these two. And at the 12th fret, you need your fourth finger and then your 1 and 2. If you put it all together, you get. Okay. So if your left hand's not warmed up at all, you can put it at the 12th fret because that's where the frets are kind of closer together. So you can have all your fingers down without having to, contort your fingers or do things that they have not done before and not be able to focus on the movements we want to make. So, and guide your thumb kind of to the middle of your hand because you've probably noticed these fingers are weaker than these fingers. And I call these guys the power center. And if your thumb is behind these fingers, then you have a lot going on right here and your hand might tend to go like this. These guys already have enough to think about because they're shorter. So if you in any way incline towards the power trio here, it's going to be harder for them. So think about sharing the power of your thumb a little more with these fingers. And for starters, you can just place them and then pull them all off one by one. And that's not for power, that's not for speed, it's just for strength. Okay, now you want to try something. Try putting them down with no right hand assistance. So you can see how you would build strength by doing these. And so now we'll get to the idea of how we can have some fun with the scale. And, we will be using our right hand fingers, but we're focusing on what's happening here. And that. I think I shared an exercise very much like this on one of the first live streams we did, just warming up your hands. Okay, so to bring the fun into it, I want to review the A major part. A, B, these two right here, 5th and 7th frets, and then 9, 10, and 12. Let's do that. So I'm going to, oops. Okay, how about this? Let's hammer this. And let's hammer this. So hammer, pull. Because that's exactly what we needed in this song. And it pulled off to the open string, so. Now, if that works for you, it's a little bit of a challenge, so don't worry if you do this and there's no sound. That happens a lot, especially if you're not left-hand dominant, which I am left-hand dominant, which brings up another whole thing about should we play left-handed? You don't have to, because have you ever seen a left-handed trombone? I know there are a lot of guitarists that you there's one really famous one, Paul McCartney, another one, Jimi Hendrix. So we have those role models, right? But I'm here to tell you it's not necessary because as a left-handed person who plays right-handed, I feel like this has given my left hand an advantage that I don't see as I work with students. You have to work harder to develop it. But, I have to work harder on this. So there we go. Anyway, We're creeping up on the 15-minute mark, so I want to make sure I give you the idea of. I like the fourth position here because you have, and you can always pull off to the open string. It's really fun. The easy version of that is play it, pull it off, and you're pulling towards the floor, kind of lightly, actually. So I hope that gives you a couple of ideas. Of course, the third part of Grisha's advice, the first part was practice a little something for the left hand and a little something for the right hand, and then play songs you like. So I think that's important because we probably like to push ourselves and play the hardest thing we know and just try to make it better because we have a concert coming up or a ribbon festival or a whatever kind of thing your teacher might be making you do. And but maybe that's not the time to think about that. Just condition your hands a little bit and then play some songs you love, because you don't, above all, you don't want to kill your love for it. Say, can you say hello to Rio? He says, hi, Miles. You didn't hear him, did you? He's right down there. Yep, and your buddy Maldor's there too. Okay, well, does anybody have any questions? I mean, I like to end it at 15 minutes so you guys can get on your way and start practicing, but that's good. All righty. Okay, well, please let me know if you have any comments or questions. I will sign off now. My parting advice to everyone is have some fun with it. What are you looking at? You know, when it's babies, they say stuff like, oh, he sees angels, but I don't know about Miles. He's seeing. So thank you for being with me here today. Thank you for your patience. And thank you for the YouTube love. Yeah. I'm trying to do this every week and share a little bit of what I know and, videos here and there. So I'll see you next week or somewhere else. Maybe I'll see you on a live stream. Thank you, Aldor. Big hug to everybody out there. I'm going to say goodbye. All right. Don't forget to have some fun with it. All righty, everybody. See ya.